directly to your door. Text BOOST to 200-300. That's BOOST to 200-300.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
KCUB Tucson and Cumulus Media Station.
You're listening to the home of the best coverage of your Arizona Diamondbacks and Major League Baseball. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. Live from the CNWT.
Wait, what's the CNWT?
Central Northwest Tucson.
I'm going to set it
at level with your host, David Kelly.
Radio. Just when I thought I was out, they drug me back in.
Featuring J.W. Madden.
Don't tell me about flip-flops, man. I'm a native.
David Amata.
Hey, that's Dragon Ball to you.
And Cricket getting you home with traffic and weather.
Camp on Melt Lemon, not in the left lane on the freeway.
Here we go! And now, a man who has not one, but 3 first names, David Scott Kelly.
And we're coming to you live from Micah Mountain High School. It is almost Friday night. High school football tonight out here. It is Homecoming Friday. Micah Mountain, now obviously they are in the Vale School District here. They are one of the actually few schools that are in session this week. Everybody else is on fall break, but they've already had their fall break out here in the Vale School District. And Micah Mountain here tonight to take on the Pueblo Warriors for homecoming in this, their 5th season of high school football. Back out in Vale for the 2nd time this year. We made the trek to Empire and had an outstanding show there with the Ravens ahead of their game. I believe it was a Thursday night game, if I'm not mistaken, against Sierra Linda, and there was a victory that night for Empire. Tonight we've got a couple of local teams, as it'll be the Warriors from Pueblo High School in their first season under Sly Lewis against this Micah Mountain team under the direction of Pat Nugent, longtime successful head coach here in Southern Arizona, has coached at the likes of Canyon del Oro. He was at CDO, then he left CDO and went to the college ranks at Pima, ran that Pima college program for a number of years before coming back to the high school ranks up the street here in Vale at Micah Mountain, where he took over there for Niemer Hasse when Niemer Hasse stepped into a strictly administrative role after his many years of coaching the Cienega Bobcats. And then when the decision was made that they were building a 3rd high school here in Southern Arizona, in fact, the 2 of them coming over to this new high school, and we talked about it earlier in the week. This is a high school in its athletics administration that has 3 of the finest football coaches that you're going to find in Southern Arizona, in Pat Nugent coaching this football team, in Niemer Hasse, who is the principal here at Micah Mountain High School, and then in Jay Campos, who is the vice principal of athletics here at this school. And so, again, 3 of the finest high school football coaches that we've had here in Southern Arizona, all calling Micah Mountain home. And there's no question, no surprise why this high school has quickly become one of the best high schools in Southern Arizona in terms of athletics across the board, not just in football, but in a number of sports. Micah Mountain quickly ascending up that ladder. So it is a pleasure to be here. This is one of the, if not the newest, the latest high school to open, one of the most modern high schools you're going to find here. We're just right outside the athletic complex here. The gym is right across from us, Thunderbird Gymnasium. The stadium where the game will take place tonight is right behind us. They've just got tons and tons, I would imagine, of more land here that they could eventually develop into to other athletic fields and complexes. Baseball and softball obviously have their facilities here as well, and still a lot to be added on to the progress here of Southern Arizona's newest and most recent high school opened. Again, just the 5th year here at Mica Mountain, and they are already one of the top teams, if not the top team this year in Conference 4A here in Southern Arizona. We'll go over everything in terms of the rankings. They came out this week, and so we'll go through all the rankings as it relates to tackle football and the teams here in Southern Arizona. You may have remembered we talked a little bit about it, but we did not go in depth about it a couple of weeks ago. That actually it was last week, that 4A, Conference 4A, is no longer going to be a part of the Open Division process. Open will be just 6A and 5A, and that will begin immediately. So in the past, Mica Mountain, being one of the top teams in Conference 4A, might have found themselves sitting in the Open Division, but that is not the case, as they will play strictly in their conference come postseason. This will be game number 6 for Mica Mountain. They have won their first 5, and they currently find themselves as the number 6 team in the state in terms of Conference 4A. Wins this season for Mica Mountain over Poston Butte, Mesquite from up in the valley. They beat Sabino 35-0. They shut out Sunnyside 28-0. They beat Casa Grande last week 41-7. So yeah, do the math on that. That is 104 points. They have scored, 100. Let's go back to game number 2. They have outscored their opponents 146-7 in the last 4 games, and they have given up just 2 touchdowns in their first 5 games. Still on the schedule, Pueblo tonight, CDO next weekend, which is always a big-time battle of the 2 top teams in Conference 4A. And then they'll finish things out with Saguaro, Walden Grove, and Catalina Foothills as they take the turn tonight on the second half of their schedule, homecoming night here on the campus of Mica Mountain. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. 520-848-1290. We are anticipating to speak to a number of athletes, as we normally do when we come out to these high schools. It is almost Friday night. Most recently, we were out at Flowing Wells 2 weeks ago and had just a fabulous time out there talking to the Caballeros student athletes. Unfortunately, the Caballeros have not performed as well on the field since the last time we visited them. They lost that night that we were there to Goldwater, and then they lost in their region opener to Ironwood Ridge last weekend. Again, region play starting all across Southern Arizona. The 4A Keno region is where Mica Mountain resides. This will be their first region game of the season. The only 2 teams that have played in region thus far are Catalina Foothills and Saguaro. And Catalina Foothills last week getting the win, their first win of the season for the Falcons, the kids up in my neighborhood. And that was a huge victory for them, as they had started 0-5, but they knocked off Saguaro last week 18-7 to get their first win and their first win in region. So Mica Mountain, Walden Grove, CDO, and Pueblo will all begin region play tonight in the 4A Keno. In terms of the Conference 4A and the total rankings, I mentioned that Mica Mountain is 6th. The 5 teams in front of them right now are Snowflake, Thunderbird, AZ College Prep, Arcadia, and Yuma Catholic. Those are the top 5 teams in Conference 4A. And then it goes Mica Mountain at 6, Prescott at 7, Northwest Christian at 8, Seton Catholic Prep at 9, and Vista Grande at 10. Walden Grove, in terms of Southern Arizona teams, they come in ranked 11th right now in Conference 4A. You have got Canyon del Oro at 16, CDO is 3-2 on the season. They suffered the loss to Marana several weeks ago on bye last week, so they'll be back in action tonight. Rio Rico is 23rd. Saguaro comes in at 25. Those are your teams right now in terms of the Conference 4A in Southern Arizona. All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We've got a call to start things off today. It's almost Friday night. We're at Micah Mountain, and we're going to talk to Mario. Mario, you're on DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, good afternoon. Glad it's Friday. But I was been hearing your radio, and Richard Sanchez, from an ex-Sunnyside football coach and great wrestling coach, two-time state champion, I believe, in football. He's also on the Micah Mountain staff. So
absolutely, he is.
No slouch.
He is.
Yes,
he is.
sir.
I think he's coaching the defense, if I'm not mistaken, for Pat Nugent.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me they've only given up 14 points in 5 games.
There you go, Richard Sanchez. I believe if I'm not mistaken, Mario, he won the 2 state championships for Sunnyside. Correct?
That's right. Yeah. Yes, sir. He sure did.
Absolutely. Well, again, that's when you can get veteran coaching talent like that on your staff. You do so. And Pat Nugent is not the kind of coach who is afraid of having a veteran with the cachet of a Richard Sanchez on his staff, for sure.
Yeah, it might sound like a joke, but it's really not. But these wrestling players, these wrestlers become really good tacklers.
Oh, yeah.
I think Scooby Wright and can't remember another linebacker. I think it's Scooter Sprott from U of A. They were wrestlers and undersized but great tacklers because they were wrestlers. And I'm sure Sanchez is, kind of cross-training some of that.
Absolutely. Did you play high school football, Mario?
I did. I played 4 years at Buena High School.
Oh, wow. 4 years at Buena. Buena's got a pretty good program as well this season. Joe Thomas continues to be the outstanding head coach down there, and looking forward to seeing if they can kind of finish things out and make it to the postseason as well this year.
Yeah, great show, buddy.
Mario.
And talk to you guys later.
Absolutely. Mario, appreciate your call to get things going on this Friday night at Micah Mountain. 520-848-1290. We'll take more of your calls. We're anticipating talking to a few of the Micah Mountain football players coming up this hour. Pat Nugent, the head coach, is scheduled to join us in the 4 o'clock hour, around 4:40 actually. 4:40 is when we will talk with head coach Pat Nugent coming up today, and we'll get a sense of what this team is all about. Right now, Dragon Ball joins us. He is in for cricket this week on Traffic, and Dragon Ball, it is, what time is it?
It is Friday, which
means it's the weekend. The weekend. Woo! Absolutely. It is the weekend. Lots of excitement for that coming up. The Wildcats obviously are on the road this weekend, as are all of U of A's teams. So that means that we can concentrate on doing some other things besides maybe focusing on sports this weekend. I know I'm going to be watching some baseball during our pregame show tomorrow. The Game 5 between the Tigers and the Guardians has been bumped up from a night game to a day game because of the pending bad weather in Northeast Ohio. They were originally supposed to play that game at 8:08 tomorrow night Eastern Time, but they're going to move it up to 1:08. So they'll be playing early, 10:08. I'll probably be talking U of A football as well with one eye on my computer watching the Guards tomorrow. What else is happening around Southern Arizona this weekend, Dragon Ball?
Well, if you're into it, there's a 2024 Dusk Battle of the Bands over at Hotel Congress on Saturday at 6. It's been a long time since I've been to a Battle of the Bands. I hope that this one's going to be a fun one. But, of course, we've also got the big one, Marana Fall Festival. Buzz Aldrin, or not Buzz Aldrin, our very own Buzz Jackson will be emceeing there at the Marana Fall Festival. This is 2 to 9 at Saturday. You got a beer garden, pumpkin carving. The movie of Haunted Mansion will be playing out there for the Marana movies in Marana, I should say. Mutton busting, a dog adoption, all over at Heritage River Park. Again, the Marana Fall Festival. Go and see our own Buzz Jackson. He'll be out there emceeing. Also, you have laser shows at the Flandreau Science Center. Now, listen to this lineup there, DK. We've got Elton John at 6:30.
Right.
Led Zeppelin at 8, and then Pink Floyd at 9:30.
I like that.
That's
I like
actually
that.
not a bad lineup for a
that is
laser
a
show.
very good laser show line. They've had some. We had them on our Sunday show to talk about the lineups and the different laser shows they do. And I mean that one right there. I know the Pink Floyd has always been an extremely popular one over there, and they had the Beastie Boys earlier this year as well as they had Daft Punk. So yeah, I mean I have not had a chance to get out and see one of those yet, Dragon Ball, but that is definitely on my bucket list.
It definitely will have you'll have a very good veritable pick of the litter there for all those artists that they're going to be showing over there at the Flandreau Science Center. Again, tomorrow, 6:30 is going to be the first one from Elton John. The last set is going to be at 9:30 for Pink Floyd. So be sure to try and get there for one of those if you can this weekend.
All right, we're going to have much more. Dragon Ball will rejoin us a little bit later in the show with more of what is happening this weekend in Southern Arizona.
Our latest lineup of energy-efficient systems featuring the new R32 refrigerant. It's cooler, greener, and better for the planet. You'll enjoy lower energy bills and a smaller carbon footprint. Not a fan of change? Goodfellas has a surplus of reliable R410 systems available. Unsure about what system you have or have questions? Give us a call for a free inspection. Goodfellas Air Conditioning, keeping it cool, keeping it green, and always keeping you comfortable. All right, she's inside. Are you good?
Yeah, it's just, she's my baby girl, you know?
I do, and ceramic coating was a good choice.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Yep, I know.
Recon Auto Detailing. Enhance or restore your baby to her former glory with paint recondition, ceramic coating, paint protection, tinting, and more for full protection of your vehicle inside and out. New cars, old cars, we love them all. Recon Auto Detailing, 3829 North Oracle Road, Tucson. ReconDetail.com.
Make the right choice for your home when it comes to windows and doors. For more than 20 years, the Window Depot has provided the best price and biggest inventory on in-stock windows and doors. The Window Depot is open to the public, so whether you're a homeowner or a contractor, you can shop the enormous warehouse. Browse the shelves with over 1,000 vinyl windows, interior and patio doors, and skylights in several varieties and sizes available to go home today. Shop thewindowdepot.com or find a location near you. The Window Depot. Best price, biggest inventory.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text ENERGY to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text ENERGY to 321-321. That's ENERGY to 321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
This is Jim Rome with your Rome Report. If you know anything at all about San Diego, you know that when it comes to big-time sporting events, the fans are not some laid-back, sleepy, beach town inhabitants. No, when San Diego's teams are good, those people get turned up. And if you didn't already know that, you found that out last night. What a win for the Padres. Meanwhile, for Dodger fan and Dodger baseball team, all together now. Uh-oh. Suddenly it feels like I've seen this movie before. And the reason it feels like I've seen this movie before is because I have seen this movie before. Unfortunately, they break it out nationwide in every single theater pretty much every year at this time, and we know how it ends, and it ends terribly for LA. I'm not burying them yet. Let's just say that I have selected my plot and I know where the shovel is. Football season is heating up, and PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action while watching football. The app is so simple to use. Just pick more or less on at least two players for a shot to win up to 100 times your money. Download the PrizePicks app today and use the code ROME, R-O-M-E, and get a $50 credit instantly when you play $5. That's code ROME on PrizePicks to get a $50 credit instantly when you play $5. PrizePicks, run your game. Must be present in certain states where it's lawful to wager. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
O'Reilly. little help? O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. Need advice? We've got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 85% water, right?
85% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients. Don't pay for water, pay for clean.
Save $10 when you spend $30 on Tide and Downy. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent. Must buy at least one participating Tide or Dreft detergent item, plus at least one participating Downy and or Bounce scent booster, liquid fabric softener, or dryer sheets. Prepaid card by mail. Visit pglaundryrebate.com for terms and conditions.
At the YMCA, finding your why starts by making an impact together, touching lives for the better. It can be the gift of time or treasure, supporting a community through talent without measure. Here, compassion fuels commitment, finding fulfillment through enrichment, serving and improving. What a way to live, and what a gift it is to give. Find your why and get involved today at ymca.org for a better us.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers.
Cats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We're coming to you live from Micah Mountain High School. It is homecoming, and it is almost Friday night. High school football, week number 7 of the season, game number 6 for the Thunderbolts, who are undefeated on the year. We mentioned in segment 1 that they have allowed just 2 touchdowns this entire season. Pleased to be joined by quarterback Jaden Thornton and offensive and defensive lineman George Flores. And first, Jaden, I'm going to start with you because it seems like you've been the starting quarterback here for forever now.
Yeah.
To finally get to senior year and have a team like this, what has that been for you to pretty much be the guy since this school began almost 4 years ago, or at least since you got here as a freshman, and now to see it all the way through to your senior year?
Yeah, it's been a great experience, especially this is my 4th year now, like you said. I've really grown with the guys. I mean, George, too, has been on the team since our freshman year, so we've really got to see what it's about. And, I mean, this year we're ready to make the splash, win the state championship.
So, George, tell me about this defense. Only 2 touchdowns allowed so far this season. What's been happening defensively with you guys?
I think all credit goes to our defensive coordinator, Brent Darling. But, we came in with a super hot defensive line. But with questions in the secondary, but the secondary showed up, and we only got 2 touchdowns scored, one of them being against Poston Butte. And I think the second one was to Casa Grande, which both teams, at least Casa Grande, is scoring 50 points a game, and Poston Butte's a well-respected team that we went into both games super high confident.
So last week, obviously, you mentioned Casa Grande. You guys went on the road.
Yes,
They're
sir.
scoring a lot of points. Did you feel like early on that the defense was going to be able to take control the way that it did?
They have athletes. They have playmakers. So the whole game plan was to do something, do one thing and one thing at a time. We quickly got the effect that our weight room is working, and that goes to Coach Scott, and we were just going to out-physical them. But, the question comes with it goes play by play. So you can never really be sure that you stop somebody until you see the 0-0 on the scoreboard.
And how about you in terms of you playing defensive line? Are you inside, outside?
So I'm an interior lineman.
Okay.
We run a forefront, so we run a G. But yeah, this year I think I've explored a little bit more, including Jimmy Leone and Jason Criswell on the line. And a new one, Sean, he's incredible, but everyone knows about Jimmy Leone.
Yeah, I remember when you guys added Jimmy a couple of seasons ago from South Point Catholic. How have you seen him grown, and this now the third season you've had a chance to play with him?
Major. He's obviously a playmaker for us on both sides of the ball. You know, we can trust on Jimmy, and Jimmy can trust on us. But yeah, we got him pretty young from South Point, and we were able to develop him over here along with all of us. And yeah, he's not just a teammate to us. He's more of a friend and more of a brother.
Now, a lot of people don't know, and I told this story when I was doing television in the market a couple of years ago before getting back into radio. Jaden here was actually on the student board that came up with a lot of the concepts for the high school, the nickname, and all of that. For people that don't know that story, Jaden, tell them how you got involved in that process and what that meant for you to kind of be one of the kids that kind of set the tone for what this high school was going to be about.
Yeah, I had the opportunity when I was in 7th grade over at Rincon Vista Middle School. So I spent like a year and a half working with Mr. Hassey and Mrs. Webb. I would sit in on the meetings. I got to vote on stuff, vote on the logo that we use today. We named the gym after the Thunderdome, so it's been a really cool experience, especially knowing that I was going to go to this high school for 4 years as well.
So now, how has that continued, that kind of leadership role? Have you been involved in student government at all or anything since you got to this level?
Not student government, but I am part of our link crew here, so me and George both do help out with the freshmen. We're both in the captains committee as well, so we meet with other sports captains once a month. We discuss how sports are going, how we can work better as a school and just improve overall success here.
Okay, it's homecoming weekend here, George. Is he going to be the homecoming king this weekend?
I think so, yeah.
What are the odds on Jaden Thornton being homecoming king tonight?
It's like a 95-5. Yeah.
What would that mean to you to kind of have your schoolmates honor you like that?
It'd be a great honor. I did decide to run this year, and just to win, go out, finish off high school as a homecoming king would be a cool experience.
Now, Jaden and I share something very in common. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. Jaden's family is from Cleveland, Ohio. And if I'm not mistaken, were you born there?
Yes,
yeah, you were born there, is right. So, family back in Cleveland, and what if they what do they know about your exploits out here as a high school quarterback?
Yeah, they actually watch every weekend. So, my grandma would text me before the game, and then Saturday morning I'll talk to her and my grandpa as well and talk about the game and how it went. So it is cool that they still get to watch even though they're multiple hours away.
All right, are you as worried about the Tribe tomorrow as I am?
Yeah, I am worried.
Should be a good one, though. Yeah. My wife, actually, she flew back today. She's got tickets to Game 5, so she'll
lucky.
Be there tomorrow. She gets to go have the real fun. I get to come and hang out here with you guys, which is fun, too, so that for sure. Jaden, tell me about this offense this year. I know you guys in the past have had some really good running backs here. How's the offense flowed this year so far?
The offense has played great. I mean, we started off a little rocky in our first 2 games, but especially after this Casa Grande game, we've got our confidence back, ready to put up some points tonight. JoJo Thornwell and Jordan Perry, our 2 running backs, are explosive. Both averaged over 100 yards